Hello, everybody.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I am Janae Strother.
I'm Sean Spencer. All right, so we'll see.
So now, Sean, the wait is over. The wait is over. Overreaction Monday is here. Overreaction Monday is when we can all look at what happened this weekend and look at these things that have transpired and say whether it was an overreaction or not. Is this just a fluke or is this a legit situation? So I know Sean has put some craziness up first because that's just how he does. That's just how he does.
Since it's my birthday, okay, we will start with my gift. The gift that I was given yesterday. Because we're going to talk about the demise. We're going to talk about my team. But see, there was another team. There was another team that came out and said, somebody said last week that this team's going to be undefeated. And they couldn't even beat the lowly Cardinals. 0-2 Cardinals upset the 2-0 Cowboys 28-16. And look, listen, Denny Green, my guy, I think that we need to tell everybody how we feel about the Cowboys.
Theatrics.
How do we feel? No, it's not well, you know what? See that? Maybe Denny Green knew. I don't have the clip on me right now, but I'm gonna find it.
Yes.
I'm gonna find it.
Yes.
But
Thank you, guys.
I do have one clip because some of our dear friends were at this game. David Wright, Ash Swinton, and our guy Chris were all at this game, and as you can see, Janae, the Cowboys fans don't look too happy in the picture. Janae, what's going on?
You know what? I'm tagging them at this moment because they need to know that you're on the show. But you know what? Shout out to Ash. Shout out to David for actually enduring that sloppy mess. Man, when I tell you, the game pissed me off from the beginning to the end. We were able to get it down the field, but it seems like we're having a red zone problem. Something that we really didn't have with Kellen Moore, and I'm giving him a shout out to this week that we didn't have a red zone problem last year.
Right.
So the fact that we're having this such huge problem when we're getting down the field, oh man, it was just bad all around. Our defense, they literally looked depleted without Diggs, and I don't know whether it was like a morale. A morale thing. Couldn't get it going. You're sad because your guys out. It was just wide open holes. Wide open holes. They had enough room to run and expose. It just did not look good.
Well, and I think that's my question. Is the team just in shock because Diggs wasn't there, or I don't understand. Because look, we all at the beginning of the season said the Cardinals are the worst team in the league. They're going to be the number one pick this year, and they haven't. They've been trying to show. We saw what they did against
trying to win
the Giants and us. But what was it? But you mentioned Kellen Moore. I saw a bunch of passes and interceptions and incomplete passes in the red zone. This is where you miss Zeke. You need that big bowling ball to get those short yards.
Or you use what we have. It seemed like Dowdle was able to push the ball down the field. Dowdle was doing it. Tony Pollard had stops and a bunch of stops. I just felt like when you had Dowdle in, he was able to do some things, shake some things up, get some yards that we needed. It just was bad at the very end of the game. Got a freaking interception. He got his first one.
That was beautiful.
It could not have ended. If we didn't end with an interception, I'd probably be 10% better than what I am now. But the interception at the end just put the dagger in it, especially because we needed it. And we didn't go, Mike McCarthy made some decisions I don't really know about going forward on the fourth down and not taking the field goal. It kind of made me mad. We would have been at least within a touchdown in the game with the field goals. I don't understand why we didn't do it, especially since we haven't been able to capitalize on the red zone. But shout out to the Cardinals. They were able to do something that they've been doing. They've been competing. They were just able to get it over the hump. Maybe it was a fluke game for the Cowboys. I'm hoping that they get it together because it is week 3. It's week 3. Right. Not much tape on this guy, Dobbs. He took it to us last year. This is something that, we should have came in ready. They overloaded the daggone Cowboys, and we just did not look at it.
They overlooked them.
Look at them like they were going to be. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, this is a humble punch in the mouth. You need them. But I will admit we sucked. We were not what our standard is. I just will admit that. And as it is what it is, Sean. I know you want to start with us first. So
absolutely.
You.
Absolutely.
Y'all are fine. You could be my trash fire of the come on. Oh yeah. We'll get on to that. Look,
I did find it. Denny did want to make an appearance.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
And we let them off the hook.
That's beautiful.
Hey, you know what?
It
happened. It happened. I mean, I can't even make a justification. I can't make any excuses. It happened. I'm not going to mention we had some injuries. It just doesn't matter. Next man up. We should have won. We didn't.
It's just so weird, Janae. I mean, it's like we beat them. The Giants beat them. But then you guys beat the Giants. And then you lose to the Cardinals. It didn't make sense, Janae. Make it make sense.
Did we just beat the Giants?
Did we just beat the Cardinals? I'm just saying. Look.
No. Winning and beating, I feel, are two different terms. I feel like they're two different things.
Well, let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
Maybe that team that was undefeated. I mean, they just did play the two New York teams, so maybe they weren't, as good as we thought they were. I'm just throwing that out there, Janae. You don't have to answer that now. I'm just throwing it out there.
All right. Well, you two have to play New York teams. You two have to see them. So we'll worry about that.
We're ready.
You have to play New York.
Yes.
Don't worry about that. But Sean,
yes.
We have another Overreaction Monday. And what else do we have on the list today?
Okay. Last week, ladies and gentlemen, a little premature for my birthday after another amazing comeback. I did make a statement, seems kind of outlandish right now, that said that Sam Howell for MVP. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on this show, I am able to correct myself. So I had to redo that. Sam Howell for MVP, not so fast. We scored 3 points. Sam Howell had more interceptions than the amount of points that we scored in this game. But you know what? I will still rock the 1 and the 4. Actually, I'm going to hide the 4 because that's how many interceptions. So the 1, he's number 1 in my heart. That's all I want to say because I don't know what to say about that damn game. It's the ugliest.
Sean. Now that the tables have reversed and now we're on your team and we're going to talk about
my goodness.
A game. I mean, no points. As a matter of fact, I think they pulled their starters out you can score a field goal. How does it feel to be basically skunked?
Goodness.
Your boy, I know you've been telling me, Sam Howell. He was giving them the ball. The last one where he literally just threw it directly to him. It was kind of supposed to be a lob over, but directly into his hands. I just want to know, where were you at that moment and what were you thinking?
Listen. See, sometimes for people's birthdays, God understands what you need, okay? And he knew that I wasn't going to be able to handle that. So thankfully, the Twins thought it right to take me to a Cubs game at noon that happened to last through the whole first half. I don't know. Maybe they had the foresight to see that we were going to get destroyed in this game, but I actually did not see any of the game until after the fact when a Bills fan walked up to me and I was like, "Hey, what's the score?" I'm a Washington fan. And he patted me on the shoulder and he said, "I'm sorry, buddy, 37-3. And I said, "Okay." I said, "I'm sorry." He said, "Are you from here?" I said, "No, I traveled to Chicago for my birthday and I was really excited about this game." And he was like, "Oh, it's your birthday? Well, you got 3 points." And they walked off. So I don't know what to tell you, Janae. I can't even be mad about it. I can't. But listen, let's be very, very honest. Our O-line is atrocious. They are bad. Okay? Sam is he's a rookie. The only game he played, he beat a crappy team at the end of last year, and then he was able to win these 2 games. And then he won those first 2 games this year. But let's be very, very honest. The Cardinals game and the Broncos game, we trailed in both of those games. Shoot, in the Broncos game, that should have been what happened yesterday because the Broncos, it was 21-3, with like 2 minutes or like 4 minutes left in the first half. So Sam is showing his rookie. He's showing his youth. He can't get it together. But at the same time, this is where we go back to the draft. Why didn't we get more O-linemen? This is when we go back to some of these picks that we made, and you ask Ron Rivera, are you really it? And then here's the other part. Janae. How the hell do you give Brian Robinson, the Alabama running back, 10 carries? What are you really? Are you serious right now? You know what, Janae? This is how I feel. This is how I feel, Janae.
I don't care.
Don't care. I'm done. I don't even know how to explain this to you, Janae. So I'm just gonna say he's not MVP yet. He's just Sam. He's Sam from North Carolina. His jersey's probably discounted.
Last week he was MVP. This week he's Sam. Wow, my oh my. Is the realization that we can't dub everybody starters going to set into place. But you know what? You're right. It's just one game. But that was a hell of a showing for the one game.
That was it. And look, and it makes you ask, where is it? Ben, he asked this question earlier. Is it too soon to get you a Jacoby Brissett jersey for your birthday? Because he might have to come in just to right the ship. Because we have struggled in these first 2 games. And yesterday was just, I was an abomination. It was the worst thing that I've seen. But listen, Janae, I got to be honest with you. With the exception of one game that you and I went to on my birthday, you went with your dad, I went with Kat. It was that Raiders game. You remember that?
Yes,
5-6 years ago? That was the only time Washington has won on my birthday.
And you were so
I think
happy.
It's a sick joke.
I
was.
You were very, very happy.
That was it for me. It was amazing for me. I wish I would have known why. Oh, God. Here you go. No worries. Y'all ain't the Bears, who are 0-3 so far this season. You'll be fine. True.
Well, we have a tougher road than the Bears.
Yeah.
The NFC East are playing tough teams this year.
Yeah.
Tough teams. I'm sick about losing to the Cardinals because I know we got a hell of a lineup coming up. We needed these W's to offset for the L's. You were also going undefeated last week.
Yeah, we're
Come on. Come on, man. All right, whatever. But you know what? Hopefully next week. Oh, you got the Eagles. Ooh.
Let's go Bucks.
You got the Eagles. You got the Eagles next week, right? I think Washington has the Eagles next week.
Okay. It's okay. This is good. We know what happened early last year. We know what happened. We're good. Let's move on, Janae.
We know what happened.
Let's move on. Let's move on because I see you, Delilah. Look, Delilah, I see you. No, we're not the Bears, but there's another team, Janae, that I'm very happy that I'm not. Sorry, Tina. I hate to do this to you, but we're not Broncos either. Miami put up 70 points on Denver, Janae. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're Super Bowl bound. What are we thinking?
Whoa. They're going to the Super Bowl because they did this against Denver?
70 points on any team.
Come on. Just not too long ago, it was so long ago we were talking about, 40 points. It was so long ago we were talking about 40 points being, 70 is outrageous, but we can't
You were talking 40. I wasn't talking about that.
But you think about it, Sean. That offense is on fire. Tyreek Hill is just unstoppable.
Yes. You got to think Tariq with Tua, they ball out. And they didn't even have Jalen Waddle in that game.
They didn't even have Waddle in the game. They didn't even need him.
No.
But you know what, Sean? I'll talk about the disrespect, though. The disrespect is that you had Russell Wilson in the entire game.
Yeah.
You knew there was no possible way that you can come back, man. That's to me, that's trash.
Well, and that's the thing. So let me ask you this question, because shout out to Nathan Snell. He asked me this earlier. What do we think now? I mean, last year we gave him the benefit of the doubt because he's Russell Wilson. You know what I mean? It's like he can have an off year. Hackett wasn't a great coach. But now you got these 3 games. They haven't won a game. Russell has Sean Payton, who's a Super Bowl winning coach, but he ain't getting it done. So is it time to maybe move on from Russ?
I don't know. You're paying him too much money. A, you're
That's
paying
true.
him way too much money. And then B, he's playing the Dolphins, a lights out freaking team. And the thing is, I think if they were playing a subpar team, they would have been in it. Because the thing is, they were in it. It was a decent game until it just wasn't. And I think after a while, if you're not playing, like they were playing like every single time we touch the ball, we're going to score kind of game.
Yeah.
And if Denver is not ready for that yet, which I think majority of the teams in the NFL are not ready.
Not ready.
Every time you touch the ball, you're going to score. I just think it was a tough opponent. I'm not ready to call it in on them yet. I think that they got to give them at least a half a season before they're like, this is it. I just think it's a tough break. You played Miami, they're dynamic. Best offense in the league, and it's not even close. Absolutely. They are just dominating.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, just dominating. It was gross just watching that game. And I feel bad for, the team. But I also, wanted to shout out the fact that Sean Payton, he just didn't take accountability to me. It's everybody else's fault but me. You're the coach. Losing by 70 points falls on you. And you can say whatever you want about Russell Wilson. The defense sucked. The defense sucked.
Terrible.
He had no chance. There was
absolutely
no
awful
defensive help. Russell Wilson is known for being with the Legions of Boom, he needs a defense in order to sustain. That was no defense. That wasn't a Russell Wilson loss. That was a defensive, I'm going to just give up and I don't care what happens loss. So I don't think you can pull the towel on him.
Yeah.
Quote of the year.
Oh,
It was a decent game.
Nick said, quote of the year.
It was a decent game until it wasn't.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the rookie running back had over 200. The rookie running back, David A-Chain, had over 200 yards. Yes. Raheem Mostert had over 100, if not, more. Tyreek had 9 catches for over 100. Tua had what? 300 yards and 4 touchdowns?
In the fourth
and they
quarter,
still were scoring.
In the fourth quarter.
Golly day. You know what? At the end of the day, you have to give them their love. Miami's the best right now on offense. There it is.
Light years. I don't see any offense doing that. I just don't see it.
No, not at all. Not at all. But look, we have got to move on. Oh yeah. Mostert and A-Chain combined for 8 touchdowns.
8 TDs, yes.
A-Chain. That was just crazy. That was absolutely crazy.